Yes, my friends, welcome back to Bazen Graphics. What you're seeing right now is a smooth rounded cap on top that we shall be creating at the end of this video. Yeah, we are here at Bazen Graphics. Let's begin. So we're going to begin by creating our cube because I wanted to show you something using this cube. We have created our cube and let's move it up a little bit. GZ1. We have moved it to that position. So I wanted to show you something in modeling because right now we are modeling. So in modeling, we always don't want these sharp edges because in photography, all objects always have rounded sections so that to bring out the picture in the right way. So what do I mean? Let's first go back to the edit mode. Let's go to the edit mode by clicking on tab. And I can show you what I mean. So these sharp edges here, we're going to edit them. We're going to make them round by using what we call the bevel tool. So we are going to click number 2 on our keyboard because it helps us select edges. We have selected that edge here. You can even select this one or you can select this one because I wanted to show you something using the bevel tool. So on here on our options on the left, there's what we call a bevel tool here around this one here. Let's select to bring for you this point here, and if you play around with it and you move it, you can see it's creating more edges. Yeah, it's creating more edges, as you can see. Why? Because the more edges you create on a point, the more rounder it becomes. So everything comes from a cube, I can say. So let's play around with it. We have created 2 edges, I think. We want to create more edges. How we do it is by scrolling on our mouse. So we use the scroll wheel, that part that scrolls on your mouse. So as you keep on long pressing the bevel tool, you scroll. As you scroll, they create for you more edges, as you can see. The more edges they create, the more rounder the object becomes. So if we go back to our object mode, as you can see, we have created a round shape or a curved shape. We have made our edges smooth. So let's create it again so that we can understand it better. This one you should understand it because the next time we are going to be doing it, next time you're going to be using it, it's going to be very important. Let's go back to our edit mode, number 2 on our keyboard, select edges, and here we are going to create more edges by playing around with the bevel tool. And here, as we long press, we are going to use the scroll wheel or the scroll part on our keyboard on our mouse, and we are going to create more edges. Now you see we have created more edges. If we click tab on our keyboard, you will see that these parts here are round and the shape is coming out in a perfect way. So please keep this in mind. We are going to be using it when we are creating our cap. So now let's select it and delete it, X on the keyboard, and we are going to be using what we call a cylinder to create our cap. So we are going to select the cylinder here, and our cylinder is there. So we are going to make it a little bit longer because our cap needs to be longer. But let's first move it a little bit up. Let's first move it a little bit up there. And our cap, remember our cap is longer. The cap we are going to be creating is this one here, the one you are seeing here that has rounded parts here. You see on top it's rounded. That's how caps should be so that they don't cut your mouth and your lips. So that's what we are going to be creating. So as you can see here, they are more longer here. So we are going to make it more longer. We're going to scale it along the Z axis and we are going to make it a little bit longer. I think that one you can agree. This shape is very fine, and we are going to move it along the Z axis so that we can put it on the surface here. Yep, this is perfect here. It is perfect there. So this is the cap we are going to be creating. So now remember editing, we have to go to the edit mode. Click tab on your keyboard to go to the edit mode. Make sure when you're creating this cap, it has more edges, because the more edges it has, the more round it will become. Because mine here, I think it has around 50 vertices. Remember, vertices in the previous video are these points that make edges. So it has around 50 vertices. So now we are in our edit mode. So what we are going to do is we are going to first reduce the size of our cap at the bottom, because as you can see here, the size at the bottom is smaller than the one on top. So we are going to click number 3 on our keyboard, and we are going to select the face, and we are going to scale it along the Z axis, along the XY axis. Yeah, XY axis. And I think that is let's see, put it a little bit up. I think that size is a little better, as you can see on our caps. I think we have made it too much, so let's see, expand it a little bit. I think that's enough. I think you can agree with me. If we go back to the object mode, and you can see that we are bringing out the shape. So this is the shape that we all want. So what we're going to do, we can see that in this one here, the top part is open. The top parts are open. So we are going to remove this face here on top. How do we do it? We click number 3 on our keyboard, which helps us to select faces, and we can click letter X on the keyboard, and we can delete the faces. Now you see that our cup is coming around. This is amazing. So now we are going to be making these round parts on top. How do you do that? We use an important tool called extrude. So on the left, you can see that there's extrude region. You can select it, or you can click letter E on your keyboard. So we are going to be extruding the edges here on top. So how do we select these edges? We can just click number 2 on our keyboard, and we select this edge here, and we want to select all the edges that look similar. That looks similar to this one. One of the ways you can do it is by clicking this one, click shift, then you go on selecting each edge. But that one becomes tiresome. What we do is we select one, come to select here on top here under layout, come to select loops, and select edge loops. Hope you understand. You select edge loops. So here it will help us to select all the edge loops that look like this one we have selected. So we are going to first extrude. We are going to first extrude some from the Z axis. So we are going to click E on the keyboard, then letter Z, and we are going to extrude some. As you can see, I'm extruding. I think that's enough there. And then we are going to scale it, use the S along the XY axis, and we are going to push it to that part. I think that's enough, as you can see. And we are going to again extrude it along the Z axis, letter E, Z, around there. That is fine. Then we are going to scale it, S, along the XY axis. We want to pull it out. I think that's enough. And then we are going to also again extrude it along the Z axis, and I think that's enough around there. I think that's enough there. And then we're going to scale it along the XY axis. We're going to push it inside. Make sure it doesn't pass through. That's enough. As you can see, if we go back to our object mode, we have created our almost round, but still has some sharp edges, which we shall be removing using the bevel tool like I showed you. Let's go back to our edit mode, and we are going to select one edge here, and we are going to also select another one here. We can even again select also this lower one here. So you click shift by selecting, and then you can select all that look like it. You come to under layout, select loops, and you select edge loops, and here you can use your bevel tool to create more edges. But for mine here, I used this method, and my blender crashed. Because I was selecting a lot of edges, and looks like either my machine is not that strong, or there's something I'm missing, but I will learn. So what I did, I select line by line so that it doesn't crash. So let's deselect, and let's go back and select this tool here. Select this edge here, and we are going to select other edges like it. We go to select loops, edge loops. We have selected the middle one. So another shortcut for you to access these edge loops very fast, you can put it in your favorites. You can put it in your favorites. For example, what do I mean? I can come and select here. I go to select, then go to select edge loops, right click, and you can add it to your favorites. For example, here, let me first remove it. Let me go to select edge loops, right click here, and add to quick favorites. That has been added. So I don't have to always come to select. No, you just have to select your edge here, click letter Q on the keyboard, and they bring for you quick favorites, and I can select my edge loops, and I've selected all the edge loops on that line that look like this edge loop that I've already selected. So here I can use my bevel tool, like I told you when I selected all at once, with all the lines, the top, the bottom, and the middle one crushed. Right now I just select only one line. So here I select one line, and I'm going to add. Let me first expand it so that you people can see it better, because I want to do things so that you can see them better. So select one, Q on the keyboard. All right, now use the bevel tool, and we're going to add more edge loops. We're going to add more edges using the bevel tool. As you can see, I'm adding more edges. Then let me put it around there. Make sure you don't pull, because when you pull a lot, you can see that you will do some some damage. So do it slowly around there. Then you can scroll on your keyboard to add more edges, and bring out our round one, our round shape. We are also going to do it for this one here. Click Q on the keyboard, edge loops, and we are going to add more. Make sure they do not overlap. You see, make sure they do not overlap. Then you scroll on your keyboard, and you can see that you're creating a more round shape. Yeah, so if we go back to our tab, we can see that we have created a round shape on top. Round shape on top. As you can see, it's coming out. So the next thing we're going to be doing is also we are going to be adding at the bottom. At the bottom here, we also want to add some round shape around here at the bottom. I know these ones don't have it, but we have to add it here. So we are going to go back to our edit mode, number 3, select the face. We are going to first delete this face so that can help us, can give us space to extrude our edges. So X on the keyboard, first we have deleted. Now we are going to be selecting this edge here. This we are going to number 2 on our keyboard, not the first, number 2 on the keyboard. We are going to be selecting this edge here, as you can see, and we are going to click letter Q on our keyboard, and we are going to select all the edges that look like it. So what we are going to do, we are going to extrude along the Z axis, E, Z, and we are going to put it a little bit out like this, because it is going to be smaller. That's it there. Then we are going to scale along the X, Y axis, and a little bit. We'll pull it out. As you can see, I wanted to show you something here. We can pull it a little bit out here still. Let's add it a little bit out there. We are going to also again extrude along the Z axis, and we are going to push it inside, scale along the XY axis. Yep. We're going to push it inside. I think that's fine there. And then we are going to do the last part, which is extruding along the X axis, so that we can put it at the same level here, the same level of our face. So we are going to extrude E on the Z axis. We push up so that it can come back to the level of the cap. So right now we have created a small circle. Then after here, we are going to fill this space again by clicking letter F on the keyboard to fill the space here. F, and I have created another face. Hope you have understood. We are trying to fill the place that we deleted we are trying to fill the space we deleted the face. So make sure these edges, the last edges, are selected, and click letter F on the keyboard, and they can fill the space. But remember, this part here, we also have to we have to also create a round shape, because we don't want it to be that sharp. We don't want it to be that sharp. Remember, we don't want these surfaces to be that sharp. You understand? Hope you understand me, my people. So here we are going to use the bevel tool. We are going to select this edge number 2 on the keyboard to select edges. We select this one, Q, to bring favorites, and we select all the edges that look like this one, and we select the bevel tool, and we can add more edges and faces. As you can see, make sure you do it slowly. I'm still learning these things, but they're not yet that perfect. Yep, but I'm there. So as you click scroll button, no, they are there. As you click scroll button to add more edges, and they give you a round shape. Yep. So if we go back to our select tool, if we are seeing our cup like this, and we go back to the object mode, you can see that we have created our cup, and it has rounded shapes at the bottom and on top. So next thing we are going to do is we are still seeing these edges. To remove them, you just come, select it, right click, and you select shade smooth. We are going to shade smooth. We are shading these ones to become smooth, so that we don't see these sharp edges. And as you can see, they have created our cup, but we still see the shading is somehow a little not nice. So what we are going to do, we are going to add a modifier. We are going to come at the right part here, and you will select this thing, this icon that looks like a tool. So here, this part here, then you can add a modifier. You go to normals and smooth by angle. We want to make it smooth by angle. When you select it, you can see that our cup has come out in a right way. It has come out like these cups in a right way. So we shall also be looking at shading and all those things. We are also still going to be putting a top cover. So please, we are still continuing. This one is just like part 1. There are other more parts. So please, I'll be coming with other more parts. So please practice what I've showed you, and you can see that our cup has come out perfectly. Our cup has come out perfectly with round circles and so forth. See you in the next part, where we shall be creating a cover like this one here, so that we can create a full cup. We don't want to leave it just like that. So hope you've learned from this tutorial, and please practice like I am practicing. Thanks for watching. Remain Bazen.